All right, welcome back to the After High School Podcast and welcome to episode 10. Yes, we've made it to episode 10 finally. It's took us a while, but we're finally here. And today's guest is my cousin Jason and is one of the people I'd say that I grew up the most with. So this is going to be a really good interview. I've done my research and we're supposed to have a guest co-host, aka my brother today, but he was busy and he had to cancel last minute. So that's why this empty chair is here. But welcome, Jason.
What's up, guys?
You're gonna have to talk louder than that, or I'm gonna jump over this table. I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Welcome. This is gonna be a really good episode. I've written down a lot. We're gonna cover a lot. I feel like out of the whole family, me and you are probably the closest out of cousins. I don't think there's a closer couple of cousins than us in our entire family. So yeah. We're going to start off slow and easy. We're not going to go like too into it. What's your relationship status? No, I'm joking.
Bro,
I'm
all
joking.
right.
It's a joke. It's a joke. But how has your week been?
It's been all right. Like, I think I only worked 2 days this week.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the same. And I had a feeling. That's why I wanted Julian to be here because you would have been more likely to talk. Because what I realized is the more we argue, the louder Jason gets. That's the only way to make him louder. Because right now he's like on 5 volume and I'm on 10. So let's just start off with this. Your childhood. If for everybody at home that doesn't know, you didn't live in Bowie. I live in Bowie, Maryland. He lives in Baltimore, the dirty streets of Baltimore. No, I'm joking.
Hey,
But yeah, give us a quick recap from the earliest memories you have. Give us everything you recollect from those early days, earliest memories in Baltimore.
Like the earliest, probably like, I don't know. I think it's just like me, Ernesto, and Stephanie just growing up in the same house, and then like all of y'all coming over to spend the night, probably like once a week or something.
It's because we used to go over his house a lot when we were little. Like we go like weekends the most, like after school or something. We'd go to their house a lot because in Baltimore, he lives in the house with like probably like 10 of our relatives. So tell them a little bit about how that dynamic is in the house with everybody.
I don't know. Like there's always been a lot of people in the house, and then even though like Ernesto and Stephanie left, like Titio's wife now, it's still a lot of people. And now Ali, and it's like
you can't. I suggest don't use names because people are gonna get, like, who the fuck are they?
Oh,
Try to use like their like cousin,
Yeah.
uncle. There you go.
Uncles, and now my sister.
This who I remember growing up when I would go to the house. This is who I see every time: 2 uncles, 2 aunts, or maybe 3 uncles at the time. Grandma, grandpa, him, his mom, and 2 of my other cousins, 3 of my other cousins all live in that one house, and that's why we like going over. I think me and my brother when we were little, because there was so much people and we had more people to play with. Because over here was just me and Julian, and over there it's like a collective of different ages. You got like your adults. Ernesto, our oldest cousin, was like a couple years older than my brother, so they went together. And me and Jason are a few months apart. So that's who we spent time with growing up. And did you like living in that big house with? Not big house, but a house with a lot of people.
Yeah, well, like starting now, like kind of get used. Like I'm used to it now, but like I don't know. I felt like I always like liked having like family around, and then talking about like childhood. Me and Anthony used to hate each other when we were little kids. He hated me more than anything.
We'll get more to that later.
Yeah, but other than that, like I just like remember like y'all coming over, like all of us playing like on a DS, Nintendo DS and stuff like that. And I don't know if you remember, but like I guess like when y'all would sleep over, we would be the first ones to wake up. We would try to like cook breakfast for all the older people, and like we would fuck that up. Yeah.
But the shocking thing that I was when I was like writing my questions and everything, I was like, usually when people live in like a house with a lot of people, I'd say they're more talkative. I think Jason is probably, he's like, a best way to describe him is like nonchalant, because like that's what people use. But it's true, because out of all of us, I think he talks like the least when we're like all together. Maybe me, but I get loud when there's like family, especially, or if I'm with my friends, I get loud. Jason's he kind of like stays the same tone and voice most of the time in any circumstances he's in. Maybe like when his friends are around, you got a little bit louder, or when you're arguing. Those are the only two times I see him get loud, and it's weird because like everybody in the house, in that house that you lived in, I'd say are pretty loud people, or they have their moments where they're they're pretty loud. They're not loud all the time, but most like they get there.
I should be like laid back basically. I don't. At the house, I'd be minding my business.
Well, it's because you also in the house right now. There's a lot of adults, so is there a lot of people to talk to like on a regular? Like, do you even talk to them?
Oh, I talk to like grandma most probably, because like my mom's always working, like my uncles are working, my other uncle just be sleeping all day, and then other than that, my little sister, it's like just playing around with her and stuff. But now I don't know. I feel like now it's probably like different now, because I'm probably like the older cousin or like brother in the house or whatever. So like Brandon, he be talking to me more. He be wanting to like spend time together and talk to me. I'm like sometimes I can't. But yeah.
Brandon, for everybody who doesn't know, is our second youngest cousin. He's like, how old is he right now?
13, I think.
So you guys basically grew up together. So is that like your little brother in a way?
Yeah. Not like. I feel like the same way. It's like the exact same thing. Like the same way me and Ernesto were. Like let's say at the same age. That's kind of like how me and Brandon are. It's like Ernesto, he had his friends or whatever. He'd always go to the field and stuff. At the time when he used to do exercise, yeah, he'd always take me to play soccer with him, and then that's how it was like with Brandon. And then after like school started, like now I guess he's getting to that point where he's like going out with his friends and stuff like that. But yeah.
So your point, because you did that a lot.
Yeah.
But I was asking because you were an only child for most of your life. If you were to put it on a timeline, you were basically how old when Allie was born? Your little sister?
I was 14 or 15.
Damn, so that's 14 years with no siblings.
Yeah.
Me and my siblings are 4 years apart. So she came in at a very late age. You're 14. Allie was just born, a baby, and for like the first few weeks, Allison was actually like spending time here for a while. But when you were growing up, it was like I think Stephanie was the closest to age with you, right? In age.
I mean, like
our cousin.
You.
Yeah, at the house.
Yeah.
Do you think out of all, like, let's say the kids are 3 cousins and you, do you think you were punished the most in the house?
Bro, most definitely. Like, I don't know. It's because, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like as, like, a little kid, like, the worst thing I'd probably do, like, in the house would just be, like, running around or, like, playing with the soccer ball. I accidentally knock something over. But, like, even then, I feel like they were just always hard on me. Because I remember, like, all of our cousins, when we used to go over, like, y'all be fucking playing and shit, being loud. And then, like, the moment they hear something, they wouldn't even be, they'll be, like, in the living room. We'd be, like, on the other side of the house. They hear something, like, drop or something. Automatically, just, like, grandma or, like, my uncle, they'd be like, Jason, get your ass over here.
I remember that. I remember he'd get punched a lot.
Yeah.
Or he would get punched for stuff me or my brother would do. Yeah, over there. But we got punched too when we get back home. But I'm just saying, because that's what most people would say in our family. I say like everybody, like at least in this house, would be like, oh yeah, Jason was probably punched the most in that house compared, like, because everybody else was like, their parents weren't that strict, and your mom wasn't that strict on you either. It was more grandma was strict on you.
Because like, I guess like for like a long period of time, like basically all of the elementary school, like grandma was basically like. Like my mom and my dad at the same time, because my mom would be working and she'd probably leave before I even went to school, and I should have been sleeping by the time she got back from work, which is like 11 p.m. But like, I'd always be up waiting for her, so I wouldn't really get to see her. Then my dad, like, he wasn't really in the picture, but I mean, I'd be seeing him like now and then. I'd be seeing him, but so grandma's always been there, so I feel like that's why.
That's weird. I can't imagine getting like raised by my grandparents, especially my grandma, and my grandpa. Because they're I feel like they're very old fashioned. At least our parents, both of our parents, they're more like to the times, but they're like pretty like you do something wrong, you're getting beat, and that there's nothing around it, and they think like school is the only answer, And we're gonna get like that's later in this timeline, but that's something very important because that's how they raise you. They're like, just do good in school.
Yeah.
And you were the opposite, I'd say.
Okay.
We're gonna dive more into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want you to tell them the story, or at least the reason you say that my mom, or you're the reason my mom had me.
But yeah, because it was like this is like what your mom told me, and like I've heard her probably tell like your sister, like my mom, and, like some just when she's talking to the family sometimes. Basically, I was like, I guess I was just like just born or whatever, and I guess like I would be crying whatever, like when anybody would carry me, and then your mom always said like whenever she would carry me in her arms, like I would stop crying, and then like she'd give me like. She like always give me like a small like back massage or something like that, and then like just like the fact that like she was the one that got me to stop crying, and she was like, "Oh, just holding him in my arms wanted like made me want to have like a baby," and then that's when obviously I think we're like 9 months apart. Yeah, because you're like almost a year. So she was like, "Oh, I feel like that's what like made me want to have Anthony." So I'm just saying you're welcome.
All right,
You're welcome.
I still think me and Julie probably actors. I don't think we were timed for that time, but either way, that's the story I've been told, and that's the story I've heard from him. Because I still think I was like, it was probably like, oh, it happened.
Came
Boom,
out your mom's
raise
mouth. That was her words.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, as kids, we were mostly spending time together, like I said, because we were like the closest in age. But at the same time, there was like a unspoken rivalry between us two. At least that's how I would see it as, looking back on it now. I feel like it was like a rivalry, and I don't know why. I still don't remember why. It was just like a dislike to each other. Yeah. I remember there was multiple times. Yeah. There's multiple examples.
I have so many memories, bro.
I don't remember that much about that. I just remember like I've seen videos where I'm throwing soda on him, or I'm in church like trying to scare him, and there's just like a lot. So I'm like, ooh,
bro, like just talking about it, like it makes me like remember things that I like wouldn't have remembered before. But like Anthony, like when we were really little, like yeah, we hated each other for no reason, and then like he had like a habit of like biting me. He'd always bite me.
I don't remember why, and I only remember one time when you were coming up these stairs, and I remember biting you. But
no,
yeah, it's because I was teething.
Yeah, it happened a lot, and then what's it called? I felt like one time, like I don't know why, and I felt bad. Like I don't know if you remember this, but like I guess like my mom, she would hit me, but just not as much. There was one time where Anthony came over to my house, and then like the reason I felt bad because like we were just minding our own business, like we were just eating, and then like your mom had brought us like the strawberry Nesquik, you know, the one that come in the bottle, and I accidentally knocked yours over, and you were just eating. And I was like, oh shit, like I'm gonna get beat, and then that's when I guess like they heard like the thing fall, and they heard the bottle fall, and they saw like the strawberry milk go everywhere. And then obviously your mom comes up. She's like, oh, what happened? Like, oh, I'm mad. Not like Anthony dropped it. And next thing you know, you just getting like you getting beat. Yeah, you're getting beat, and I felt bad because like deep down I knew it was like my fault, but
I don't remember that. But I feel like that you got it in return. Yeah, later on, because like most of the time when me and Jason would be playing around, if we broke something, if it was at his house, he would be most like he would get beat. I remember grandma. She was strict. She was strict on you the most because I'm so called
the consentido.
Yeah, so grandma's favorite.
Basically.
I don't know about that, but you know,
but
it's just because she would see how my mom would tell me to stop eating, and then she'd feed me a lot. I think that's
but
why.
Even to this point, she's still like that. Like you could have done something bad, and they were like, and then. Like this happened like a couple months ago. I remember. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if you said something or you did something bad. And then she was like, "Oh, who did that?" Like, "Oh, man." And then Julian like fucking around. He was like, "Oh, it was Jason." And then she got all mad at me. But then in reality, we were like after that, she was like, we told her that it was you, and she was like, "Oh, it's okay. Like it's okay." I don't know.
I don't know. I never noticed it. I thought she was nice to everybody, but I think it was because you lived with her, so she was more strict on you. We didn't live with y'all, like
I feel
So
like
every
that
time
would
we
have
go over, she's
made me
like,
be her favorite, but I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I think it's because she saw us less, so she appreciated when we would go more.
Yeah.
But we don't really go that often now. But it's because we're busy. And Jason most of the time won't be there if we go, or he'll be like sleeping. So I'm like, there's no point of going.
Yeah.
But yeah. But either way, I say we would fight a lot when we were growing up, but most of the time we'd still play like right after. You know? Like the only memories I have are not like fighting, but it's like us like doing something like dumb and then getting in trouble. And that's I think how our childhood together was spent most of the time. And we'll have I have more details about it later on, but I'm trying to keep us on the timeline because I get
So you're trying to go from like the very beginning.
yeah, because I'm going to spots so we don't miss anything. And I still left out a couple of things because I thought Julian would have to leave. So we're going through the times. I'd say right now we're at early ages of 4, 5, 6, right? Yeah. That's where I am on my timeline. Describe me as a kid. Because I feel like you have better memory than me.
Yeah, like, not like you were lucky, like funny, like you were annoying, like, and I'm not gonna lie, like Anthony, like when we were little, he would always, like, he was bigger than me, like he was taller than me, like bigger than me,
fatter than him.
Yeah, that too. So like he'd always like kind of like be mean for no fucking reason. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I thought like we were just trying to play and shit. But most of the time, like, I don't know, like, yeah, you were just like, you were mean. But I don't know how else to explain it. And
I think I didn't know I was being mean. I think I was just messing around, and I was just like, I didn't care at that age, which it changed later on.
Yeah.
And then it just changed later on, but I know what you mean. But
yeah, like I don't know, but like you were funny. Like you just like do stupid things. I remember we had like, I don't know, I don't want to say like I don't want to be like rude to anybody, but like you know like a fat person laugh. Yeah, like
what the fuck is that mean?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
A fat person laugh.
Yeah, but like maybe like the way he would, I remember there would be times where like you start laughing, and then like the whole car would start laughing. Like,
I do not remember the fat kid laugh or something.
Yeah, but other than that, like you were just like mean, like you'd be grumpy. You were loud. So, yeah, just like
it's like me turned up to 100. It's because I think I was probably funny because I didn't care and I didn't watch my words. I didn't realize what I was saying, and I didn't care if I said something that was messed up. And at the same time, I remember because from the videos, I'll be like, if I see like a video, especially the one where we're at church and I'm like getting your face and yelling at you and making like these gestures,
like a little
it's
annoying.
like that's what you describe as like one of those like kids are hard to control.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was because I was over there and my mom wasn't watching me as much, so I just let it out. Because most of the time when I was here, I think I behaved because I knew if I didn't, I would get hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to see how you would describe me as a kid. It's just curious.
Well, at least like at that age.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
Yeah, but there's like we're gonna cover like from beginning to now, totally. So now we're going into elementary school, and how would you describe yourself when you were in elementary school?
Not like even from like elementary school, I was like a quiet kid. Like I just mind my business, and then I probably had like 4 like close friends throughout like the whole elementary school. But yeah, now I remember since like kindergarten, since preschool, like I just didn't like school. Like I never liked school, and
it just runs in the family.
Yeah, and I think like, I mean, I feel like this might be one of the reasons, but like the reason I wouldn't go to school as much was because like obviously I told you like I wouldn't see my mom like in the morning because she'd be gone before I would go to sleep, before I would wake up. My bad. And like grandma would be the one that would have to wake me up. This is like all of elementary, and like obviously like I'd go to school, and then I got into a habit where I'd be like, oh, like I'm tired, I don't feel good. And I think it was like one time I actually didn't feel good, and then grandma was like, oh, just stay. And then like I got into the habit of like saying it just to see what she was saying. She'd be like, say, so I wouldn't go. And it's like, basically, I felt like grandma was like, oh, this is Vilma, whatever. She has to deal with this shit, not me. So, like, she didn't really care. And then, yeah, it was like that throughout, like, elementary school. But I was, like, always, like, just minding my business. Like, I never even did work, but, yeah.
That habit of staying home for excuses carries on, just to let y'all know, into high school. You know, that's a habit you still have not lost, Jay. But were you in elementary when you were in elementary school? Were you already playing soccer?
Yeah. Oh, that's probably like one of the reasons I liked going to school, because like recess, like just playing soccer. That's all I would do. I think like there would never be a time where like I'd go to recess and do anything else besides play like soccer. Like we weren't allowed to like play on the actual field, so we had to play like in the basketball court. But yeah, because
you were in the house, and it was like, I'd say like a good portion of the guys there played soccer. You know, our uncles, Ernesto, our cousin, for a time he was playing soccer, and I feel like they would take you to play soccer, and that's how you began to like your love for soccer began there.
I feel like two things that really got me to play soccer was like obviously, you know, like Sunday leagues. Like grandpa, he had his own team for like a Sunday league, and like that's what both of our uncles played for his team. And he would take me and Julian whenever like y'all would go over the weekends, and just like seeing that was one of the things. I feel like one of the main things was I remember one time, I don't know like how old I was, but it was like I was really young. I went to I had like a dentist appointment. My mom took me, and then I remember like as soon as like I was getting out the room, she was like, "Oh, like your dad's gonna bring you tacos." And in my head, like that was the first time I ever heard like, you know, tacos. Like that's what they
word.
Like, that's it. Huh?
The word.
Not the word, but like.
Oh, you meant like as in cleats.
Yeah, as in cleats. And so I was like okay, like I was like I thought that was random. And then that's when I saw my dad like in the parking lot, like outside the like dentist. And like I was expecting like food obviously, but there was it was a gray box, and it was like these like gray Nikes, and those like my first ever cleats. So I remember like just like having those like made me want to go outside every day, just put them on and playing. And I remember I wore them to the point where like they didn't fit me anymore, and like they were already like breaking, like ripping up and shit. But yeah,
it's because I remember when Jason was little, him, Julian, and my uncles and my cousins would wear jerseys. I never like, if they gave me a jersey, I'd wear it because I didn't really care what I wore. But I would always see him wearing like Adidas and soccer jerseys, and that's what like all Hispanics that play soccer wear. But I did the same thing in elementary school. I would go outside, either play soccer or kickball, but I never liked playing soccer like on a team or anything. Like every time you guys would go, I would not want to go. I would be dragged, even like for when we're on the team together. I did not like soccer as like I like playing like if we're messing around, but I hated when people would take it very seriously, and that's why I didn't like being on a team. I didn't like practice too because I was fat, but yeah. Did you think you were gonna be a professional soccer player?
Well, like as much as like I feel like what Julian said, like in the last podcast, that was like this. It still is the dream. Like that's the dream job, obviously. But I don't know. I feel like school fucked me up with that at least, or like I didn't take it as serious as I wanted to, because like going back to like let's say like elementary school, like playing in recess, that's where I met like most of my like closest friends, like Asher. And I don't know if you ever met my friend Liam. There's like this other white boy. And so yeah, they were like two really close friends growing up, and obviously we played for College Park, and that was like rec, but that's like for fun, you know, just to like have kids doing something.
Why the fuck would they taking that shit so seriously? Goddamn, I hated the practice.
No. But yeah, so that was like rec was like for fun, and then that's when I met my friend Asher, and he introduced me to like a travel team, which is like probably like one up from rec. It's like, but it's competition. And I played with them. I played with him, and then we got my friend Liam to play with us, and that's when we started playing like club. Like club is like like really competitive, at least for like people like under like 18. But this is like from like 5th grade maybe to like middle school. And yeah, like I was playing club, and like I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything, but I was always like one of like the better kids on the team.
I say so, cause like when we're in the whatever club or whatever the fuck, I think he was like the one of our top players. I was like the bench warmer. I was like the one bench warmer. But even when you go out to play with Julian, like you guys would be like at the same level, and then you were still younger.
Yeah.
So I thought like I didn't know if he was going like to clubs or anything, cause I didn't ask, but I thought you were gonna play soccer for a while, like.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm getting to. So then that's when I played club for like 4 years. And like obviously like my mom would be working. So like she wouldn't be able to take me to practices. It'd be like either Asher or Liam's mom that would take us. And eventually one of my friends, one of the two, he dropped soccer for lacrosse. So like he stopped being on the team. And then that's when like I would only go to practice with the other kid because like he was my only ride there. And then that kid stopped playing soccer and he started playing football. So like I basically didn't have like a way to get to practice. And like with club, it's like my mom was paying like a lot of money, and there was no point of her like paying all that money just for me not to be able to go to practice. So that's kind of like when I stopped playing like very competitive soccer, and I just like started playing for like this league, like I don't know, like around like Timonium.
Yeah.
And it was like it wasn't really competitive. It was just like to do something just for fun. And yeah, and then other than that, I just played my freshman year, and then like the 2 years in the middle, like sophomore, junior year, I couldn't. Well, I probably could have 1 year, but I didn't think we were gonna have a team because of COVID. And then the other year because of my grades, and then obviously like senior year. But other than that, like, but that's what I wanted to do though. I was trying to be a professional soccer player, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody in the house knew that, because like that's like what you like doing the most out of anything. I didn't see you doing anything else. I don't remember him like anything else when we were little, because me and Jewel had our own likes. Like we had different likes and stuff. I never liked sports, but everybody knew you were good at soccer, and we'd always go, like if we could, we'd go to your games, or your mom would go.
I remember, I think like one of the only games you went to, at least for my club. I don't even know if you went, but your dad, your mom went. Was like when we played Boo at Island
I
Pound.
went, yeah. And you scored the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was tough.
That's what I'm saying.
What's it called? Like even like till now, like probably like later today, I'm probably gonna go play, because like I guess everybody is coming back into like Tufts. Everybody from Tufts University is like coming back in, because I guess like they were on break, and they always be playing pickup. But other than that, like like that's the only thing I really do like to do to like this point. Because like let's say like working at the nightclub or whatever, I don't be getting out till like 5 a.m.
No.
Basically Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And like I still go home to play at like 9 a.m. for like a Sunday league team. But other than that,
And I wouldn't do that unless I like what I was doing, because I did that, but with the videos, I'll go to work when we used to work at MXL at the nightclub, and then come home, do the video, and then go to sleep. But if it was for soccer, if somebody said, let's go play soccer at 9 a.m. after work, I would say, fuck no. Because that's just not what I like.
I mean, I could kind of see like with you, because like even as like a little kid, like you always wanted to be like, you like try doing YouTube, like have an account, or like just want to be like a content creator.
I was gonna ask you that, because there was times where we were able to like record stuff, but I didn't know how to upload it. Because I remember we'd be at his house and I'd grab like a phone and I'd record what we were doing. Too bad I don't have those phones, because there's some good videos like on there, just like random ass videos. And then our cousin Ernesto, our oldest cousin, he recorded a video of us doing like a Mentos and soda challenge. And I was looking for that footage for so long. We finally got it now. And it's just like us like basically doing like a YouTube video. And I was like, damn. I was like, I knew I wanted to do this for a while. I just didn't know what to make, which is the hardest part. And then how to do it. I just didn't know any of that stuff, or I didn't have the stuff. And I had like an Android when we were growing up, or like a really bad phone, bad quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we're different. That's what I'm saying. All of us like different stuff. Julian's like, Julian likes soccer, but he likes some stuff I like, and he does like I don't know. But you're closer to Julian, like my brother. He's closer in interest to my brother, I'd say. Him and Julian really like soccer and know like the teams and stuff. I don't know shit about any of the teams. I don't know how they work. I don't like watching soccer games at all, unless it's like the World Cup, because it's like that feels like there's something on the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they're big Barcelona fans, even though I'm kind of like starting to like Real Madrid, because like
why.
just because their jerseys are so much better than Barcelona. I would not buy a Barcelona jersey unless it was that black one that I showed you.
The recent one.
Yeah,
It's clean.
yeah, but Real Madrid jerseys, they look really nice, and they got some good ass designs.
Yeah.
But we covered middle school, and then this is what I remember. You told me, was it middle school that you went to middle school, and then that's where you met like the group of friends that you have now, the ones that we played like Xbox with?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So no, like I had met. Like I feel like who did you say we played with?
Like there's a lot, but I'm saying like,
Okay.
didn't you meet more people in middle school?
Yeah, there's one dude in specifically where I seen him one time before middle school, and like one day I guess like it was the first day of school.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were put in the same math class, and I like told him, I was like, "Oh, weren't you over there that one time, like during the summer, like playing soccer?" He was like, "Yeah," and that ended up like being Rohan, and he's like the one that like basically introduced me to like a lot of people. But yeah,
And I say like, when you were in elementary school, you're kind of like this. What you told me, you said you were like an innocent kid, and then you met your friends, and they kind of like.
oh yeah, now I was like let's say it's probably like I don't know, like I was like I'm still like a nice like I'm always like a
Yeah,
good
I'm not saying
person.
he's
Yeah,
not, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying you were like a really good kid, and then it kind of started like I don't know what's the proper word, but like this is what you said. You said you were very innocent. I remember one time you told me you were like, oh, I was really innocent, and then when I met them, I
Yeah,
started
like I wouldn't cuss or anything. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't like let's say like
yeah,
if I did, it would probably be like around you or Julian.
yeah,
But like I didn't really like say all these cussing
Uh-huh.
words and stuff. And then like obviously like middle school, I guess like that's when like people start to change.
yeah.
And especially like the people that I met, like they were just something else.
Mm-hmm.
And like yeah, but yeah.
I feel like everybody does the same thing, because when I went to middle school, that's when I met all my friends. That's when you met all your friends, and that's when you started. Was that when you were in middle school? Was that when you started to play Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't play until like early or late middle school, like into going into high school. The first game I played was Rocket League and Fortnite when
Yeah.
like beginning
Like
of
one
that.
thing I do remember, it was middle school because I remember
Mhm.
like I guess so we don't when we did play Xbox, like not even like maybe like Xbox One, maybe like 360.
Mhm.
Remember like we used to play like Halo, like like split
Oh,
screens and stuff like
yeah.
that. So like that's when like I guess like I enjoyed playing, and then obviously you all got like the Xbox One,
Mhm.
and like Anthony was the one who bought me my Xbox. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember. I
he's a
forgot
real
about
one.
that.
He's a real one. Cause like I guess he like wanted all of us to play.
It was Jace's birthday. I don't remember what year it was, and I know Julian had his Xbox, and then he wouldn't let me play it because like he was playing like with his friends and everything. So for Christmas they got me an Xbox One, and I didn't really know what to play because I didn't know anything, and I wasn't on my phone that much. So I didn't know any of the games that were coming out. And then it was his birthday, and I remember he was coming over, and I had got me, your mom, and Jewel and my mom to we all pitched in and we got you an Xbox. And then I remember he would sometimes sleep at my room, so we had it where he would sleep like just there, and it was like the white Xbox, like the thin one.
Yeah. I remember like I don't know if you tried to like give me a hint or something, but you put something on the door.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really read it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even know what's like the first game we started to play.
I'll remember you introduced me to Rocket League and Fortnite, and those are the two games I played the most probably.
Yeah.
And then Julian would try to get us into Rainbow. But that game, I don't really like. It's
Yeah.
fun, but like it has to be a lot of people in order for me to be interested. But yeah, middle school. This is when you're starting to like make your personality. This you're trying to like know yourself. At this point, I would say I was probably getting quieter
Yeah.
because I was loud when I was little, and then in middle school, I remember I was really quiet, and it kind of like it got better, and I got louder and louder throughout the
Mhm.
years. But remember, in middle school. Do you think is that when you started to notice you were like because I feel like in elementary school, I don't know if you noticed the little stuff, but when you were in middle school, do you start to be like, oh, my dad's not really in the picture, you know? Is that when it hit, or was it earlier?
Like, what do you mean? Like basing off like personality and stuff like that. I mean, like this gonna sound like bad, like, but like at the time, obviously, like he wasn't in the picture that much. I probably see him like once a year, because like he also has like his mom and like family down here, so like he'd probably come like once a year to come visit us all, and so like I didn't really like pay much attention. I just knew like he wasn't in the picture, so I didn't really. I was like, I didn't really care.
You didn't ask your mom?
I mean, I don't know. I probably did, but I don't remember. And what's it called? Like, yeah, but I don't really think that like that really affected me in like a way where it affected like who I was as a person. But
do you think it's because you had like both our uncles there, our grandpa there?
Yeah, like one thing I say like growing up, like I probably say like father figures would be like my oldest uncle and then like your dad.
Yeah. Because he'd come over a lot. Like, I remember there was, like, times where he'd come over on the weekend, and he'd try to hide so he wouldn't leave. I remember there was, like, we would have, like, a party or something, or carne asada, and he'd go and hide while your mom and my grandma would be leaving, and they're like, oh, where's Jason? And you wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I feel like me and Jason and Julian would, like, be doing something, you know, just messing around or playing Xbox all together.
Half the time, y'all would be telling me to hide. Or, like, at least, like, I remember, I don't know if it was you or Julian, they'd be like, oh, like, hide your mom's keys. So at least, like, we would spend the night and they'd leave in the morning. But, no, like, what happened most of the time was, like, my mom would be like, oh, like, you could sleep over next time. And then when that time would come, she'd say the same thing over and over again. But
do you think your mom babied you?
Yeah.
I think my mom did, too. Yeah. But I didn't like being around people, like, in middle school, so... I kind of like, that's where it was distanced. And I'm the middle child. So the middle child's not loved. It's a joke. That's a joke. But yeah. But I feel like his mom was very supportive of everything he did. Yeah. Like soccer especially. Because she would be like, you know, she would go into her games. And she would like post videos. I remember my mom would show me. And be like, why the fuck aren't you playing soccer? And I'm like, I don't want to play.
Like, I love my mom. And like, she'd record. But like, sometimes I would ask her to record, right? Because like, obviously I want to like look back and like maybe if I scored like a really good goal or I did something cool, like I'd be like, oh, like I want to see it. And like she would always go to my games, and I could tell, like I would always hear her screaming, and she'd be like you see like her little Hispanic accent, like oh come on Jason, whatever. And but the thing with like her recording, like I guess she would like record good for like a minute or two, and then obviously like she wouldn't get focused on the phone. She'd just like be looking at me like through her own eyes, not the camera. So like the camera would just be facing on the ground, and I come home like, oh, did you record my goal? And then I would go back to it, just straight grass on the like camera and stuff like that. But no, she was really supportive.
Yeah, and then the only times I remember he'd get in trouble when we were growing up and then going into middle school was because like they would call me or they would call somebody at the house because you would be out with your friends or having sleepovers with your friends, and they'd be like, I don't know if you didn't tell them that you were having the sleepover, or I don't know what happened, but they would be like, oh, do you know where Jason is? We're trying to call his friends. They're not answering.
It was grandma most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like the thing. Like, I guess, like I was probably like one of the very few people, well, I probably was like the only person in like my family where like I'd go out with my friends or I'd like sleep over.
This family too. I never slept over anybody's house.
Yeah. So, but that's like one thing, like to this day. I mean, like, obviously, like, now that I'm older, not as much. Because, like, my mom, she don't be asking too many questions. But every time I would go out, like, I would always call my mom to make sure it was fine. But she'd be at work. But she'd probably, like, still pick up. And I guess, like, since she'd say it would be okay, like, that's when I would go out with my friends. And sometimes I would stay out, like, pretty late. But, like, nothing, like, past 10. And... like, knowing how grandma would be the one that, like, would go out crazy. She'll call us
and be like, do you know where Jason's at? And I'm over here like the fuck? I was downstairs playing with my wrestlers. I was like, bro, I don't fucking know, bro.
So I would get home, and then, like, grandma's, like all mad at me, yelling at me, and I'm like, oh, but I told my mom. Like, she said it's okay. And she's like, well, how am I supposed to know that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I was always like, damn, this motherfucker got to go have sleepovers. He went out. We would not be able to, like, go over our friend's house until like late until maybe like high school, early high school. Or I never had a sleepover. I remember people would ask me, and I'd be like, I can't. I already know the answer is no.
Like I basically it'd be over like the same person's house.
Yeah.
And like I knew him since like first grade.
Yeah.
So like from first grade to ever like whenever I stopped sleeping over, it was probably like that same house.
That's why I saw it. He started getting into like trouble. He got rebellious at that age.
I did not get rebellious.
At least like in their eyes.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And then after middle school, you also told me this. I have a good memory. When you went to high school, didn't your friends all go to a different high school?
Oh yeah, like all like my closest friends, everybody in my friend group in middle school, they all were like, I don't know, what's it called?
They were zoned for a different school.
Yeah, zoned. They were zoned for like a different school.
Like their location of where they lived was closer to one school, so they went to that school.
Yeah.
And Jason's location to a different school was closer, so he had to go to that school, the closest school.
And you know, like the thing that sucked the most, like let's say you know, like that street you cross to get to Wogan's.
Yeah.
That street, that was like the line, and so literally everybody on that side was going to like that one school, and I feel like I didn't really know anybody because obviously I don't know if you had like a field trip to like your high school when you're in middle school.
No, I don't. Wait. Oh yeah, we did, but it was like yeah.
It was
I don't know
annex.
if yeah.
So it was like that, and obviously like that's when I really like saw like like I don't know anybody like on the bus to this field trip or just anybody going to the school in general, and then that's kind of when I got close to I don't know if you remember, Horky John.
Oh yeah.
That's when I got really close to him.
He was like a kid that was really good at Fortnite.
Yeah, because he'd be on my bus. Like he didn't live far, and that's like probably like the only person like I was really close with throughout high school, other than like the people on my soccer team.
But yeah, that's what I remember. I was like, I can't imagine going to high school with like the brand new friends, but like them going to a different school.
Yeah,
like because if that would happen, I'd be fucked.
But like to this day, like let's say I could go like months without seeing them, but the moment like we hang out, it's like nothing, like no time went by. Like, we're just back at like what we were talking about before.
But it's also because when you're in middle school, the friends you make, they carry on to high school, and you're already like people in high school are already in their friend groups like from the start. They might change, but like most of the time, those first couple years are important. But at the same time, I feel like it didn't really change anything because we got hit with COVID.
Yeah.
And like it was throughout when COVID came. It was when we were we're freshmen. Because me and Jason are a few months apart, but we were in the same age. I mean, same grade. Like growing up, like we graduated the same year. And during quarantine, since like we couldn't do anything, and he was like just at home, he came over.
Basically, like, lived here.
Yeah, he lived in my room, like because this was Julian's room, and then my room I guess had more space. After like I had thrown some stuff out, remember? Because it was like crowded for a while. I had 2 beds for no reason. And it was just like a lot of stuff that I didn't want. And the thing is, my room was just full of junk of other people's stuff. So I would take it out. I'd be like, I don't want this in my room. And I fixed it up. So there was space for him. And I had my setup for my Xbox. And then when he came over, he brought his Xbox. He brought a monitor. Or he would use the extra TV in my room. Yeah, and he was like on one side of my room. So he basically lived with me for like a year.
I feel like that kind of got us closer too.
Yeah, I think so. Because then he showed me like a lot. Like he showed me DoorDash. Like I said last time.
God, yeah.
DoorDash was amazing.
I feel like I remember that's when you like I feel like during quarantine when you posted like your first couple of TikToks. Too.
Yeah, but they were like just random ass TikToks just because I didn't know what else to post. And I didn't like them, so then I wouldn't continue them.
Yeah.
Once I found a video format I liked, then I continued it. I have to like what I'm doing in order to do it. Kind of like the school thing.
But like COVID was like I don't know, like obviously COVID was a bad thing to like many people, but like for me at least it's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
How was I as a roommate? I'll tell him how you were as a roommate, so you better be honest.
I don't know, like I feel like we were like on the same page, like just wake up, play Xbox. Yeah,
we did the same thing basically. But he was just more messy, I say. Because I would tell him to pick up some stuff around the room. He'd be like, he's just like Julian. That's what I'm saying. He'd be like, I'll do it. And then you two, like, wait on stuff to do stuff. I like to get shit out the way, like, early and as soon as I'm told. So I don't have to worry about it. But these motherfuckers like waiting their sweet ass time and be like, relax. It's like they say the same exact thing when they're told to do something.
Nah, it's like, and I also feel like,
And you were on the floor. You didn't have a bed, or you
Yeah.
did have a bed. Tell them the story of when we got you the air mat. I got you the air mattress.
so like before the air mattress, like I was like just like blankets and pillows on the ground.
On my room floor.
Yeah, but like I didn't mind. Honestly, like for me, that shit was
because it was like a sleepover.
Yeah, that shit was comfortable to me. And then I guess there was a point where they're like, oh, maybe we should get him an air mattress.
Yeah. So we went to Walmart and Target, and I think I found an air mattress that was like on sale.
Yeah. So then I probably had it for like not even a week, and it was because yeah, and it's
Julian's
because
fat ass.
Julian's fat ass one morning tried to wake me up. And he started jumping on my
on the air
he
mattress.
started jumping on the air mattress, and then like I just felt it like my spine start to like touch the fucking ground.
Yeah. I heard that shit pop. I heard it when he went, bah.
And then like it was just like a deflated air mattress, and I had to go back to blankets and pillows on the ground.
It was a good air mattress too.
Yeah,
that's funny though. Julian always fucks up shit.
I know.
But yeah, that was like how we lived quarantine. Just lived in my room, and then and then you also stayed downstairs for a time.
Yeah,
because there was like an empty room downstairs, so he was down there bouncing between up and downstairs, and then that's when Julian moved in down there. So you took Julian's room. Remember, you weren't here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had like 3 different rooms in his house, or 4 if you count the other room that you stay in now when you come over.
Then like, I feel like quarantine was just like the same thing. It's like playing Xbox or like. I mean, that's kind of we got introduced to like Julian's friends.
Yeah.
So it was either like being in the house or being out with them, basically.
I think our social skills grew throughout that time because we're meeting more of Julian's friends, older people, and we're playing sports. Just like doing other shit. Julian would have stuff like downstairs.
Yeah.
And then after quarantine, you went back home, and for a time there was a point where he might have been able to come to school with me. We're trying to get him to come to school with me, like here in Bowie. Because he could have just said he lived here.
Because, like obviously, like, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but, like, as a kid, like, you would say, like, you would want me to go to school with you at some point. And, at the time, I was like, nah, like, I have all my friends over here, like, not to, like, say it's just you, but I'm like, oh, it's just, like, one person compared to all my friends. But, yeah, and then that's when, I guess... I think it might have been, was it during quarantine that we tried it, or sophomore? I think it was sophomore year.
Yeah, it was sophomore year. Because sophomore year was virtual.
Oh, yeah. I guess I was like, oh, like maybe I kind of like being here and like being around y'all. And I feel like I kind of like met somewhat of your friend, like a couple of your friends.
Yeah, man, he met like most of my friend group.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, like, like, fuck it. Like, obviously, I don't go to school with my friends anymore. Like, ever since middle school.
And we had a good soccer team.
Yeah. And that's when... Huh?
I'll keep going.
Yeah, that's when I guess, like, we tried. And, like, I guess, like, we even asked somebody who, like, knew how to do it or whatever. And there's, like, a lot of paperwork. Other than that, it's, like, we just didn't have, like, a way of, like, showing that I lived here. And I guess that was, like, the only reason that I didn't go. Other than that, I would have been with you in high school, bro.
That should have been crazy. Just driving to school, getting there late. Yeah. You would have probably not even woken up to go to high school.
And I feel like your mom would have made me.
Oh, yeah, she would have. But I woke up late every day, but I always had a note. She would always give me a note. So every time, it would be excused late absence.
I feel like I would have wanted to see how you were in high school.
I've said it many times. I had my friends, but I never walked in the hallways with them. I always walked by myself in the hallway. There was a few times where I would walk with them, but it was because like we all had the same class, which was team sports, and that would be like the only class. Because most of the time I didn't have, or maybe I would have friends in that class, but I would walk by myself, like AirPods on, and then I was quiet in class. Yeah, everybody says I was quiet in class, which I was, unless I was like with my friends.
Like with me, like I was kind of like grateful AirPods like existed because like. That's basically all I would do in school. Like, unless like the teacher like saw me with it, like I would always have my man just listening to music or like I'd be sleeping. Like that's something I did a lot, at least like towards like the earlier classes. And yeah, other than that, just like practice after school and go home. Other than that, it was like I was just quiet in school.
And that was like, all right, we're going back to school. How was it after quarantine? Do you guys have to wear masks junior year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we did too. Was it when it was like 2 years left? Were you just going through the motions of high school? Like, did you not have like a plan in mind? Like, oh, after high school, I'm gonna do this.
Like, I feel like I wanted to say like after school, like I want to like continue playing soccer,
But you weren't able to play 1 year, right?
I wasn't able to play 1 year because of my grades, and I feel like that's like another thing that really fucked me up and like kind of like made me like less like think that I would like continue playing soccer. It was because of my grades, and I feel like that's like a big impact.
You know,
I don't know.
I never saw him do homework ever. And I remember even when we were in quarantine, I remember he waited till the last minute when he had bad grades to like turn everything in.
Yeah.
And
I always save everything till last minute, but like I would never do homework because like I guess obviously like in middle school, like yeah, like you were supposed to do homework, but I never did it. And then there was like a point, I don't know if it was high school or like maybe like 8th grade, where they're like, oh, like from now on, like homework isn't graded, but it can like affect like your chances of like getting a chance to like redo an assignment or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't really do homework that much either because I remember during quarantine I had so many like missing and like still stuff to do. I just cheated a lot. Like I told you in 8th grade, the reason I passed 8th grade was because John would be there. He'd copy me, and I just look up. I'd like when it was like virtual. I went on every website looking for the answers of any sheet, any question or test. I'd be like bouncing. I was going fast as shit because there would be timed so you wouldn't be able to cheat. I would be fucking on it. Like I'd be so fast trying to look up the answers and stuff.
yeah,
And that's I cheated my whole way through
like high
basically
school, or like let's say like towards the end of middle school, but like mainly high school. I realized like I always thought like counselors were like annoying, but then I guess like me in my position, obviously like I'm fucking up by not going to school or like not doing working, like I'm falling behind. Like, I realized like oh like these people actually like care for you, like they'll talk to your teachers, like do whatever to like just give you like the chance to like get your grades up, turn stuff in late, and like that's what really helped me. I feel like that's like one of the things that really helped me like graduate high school. And other than that, it was my neighbor. I don't think you ever saw him, but it's like, and he was like 2 years younger than me, but he's from Nepal. He's like super smart, and we'd always go play soccer in the summer. So I got kind of close with him in high school too, because he'd ride the same bus. Like, I guess like my senior year, I forgot what math class I was in, but he was 2 years below me. He was in that same math class. So I guess like that's what really helped me, because he would do like assignments for me, and all he would ask for was like a ride to the field. I was like, bro, I felt like I was like scamming him, but not, like he helped me. And
I'm glad that when we were in high school, when we're seniors, that's when ChatGPT came out. So they didn't know. Like some of the teachers didn't even know about it until the end, near the end. And I had used ChatGPT entire senior year, but now I know they're like really good at tracking it. Like they know when you're using ChatGPT now. But when I was a senior, I used it no problem. Like not even like getting caught. I would literally like, it was the best thing ever. We were literally in class doing a fucking test. I went ChatGPT, typed everything in. Boom, it gave me like the entire fucking list of answers, summarized any book I had to read, do my math work, and give me like explanations and everything. So yeah, that's how I made it to high school, because I didn't do my work either. I didn't like doing homework, and I was busy.
Yeah.
But speaking about high school, speaking about senior year was when I did the Polaroid series, and I asked Julian the same thing. I asked him what did he think about like the Polaroid series I did. So I have to ask you the same. Like, what did you think when I was doing the Polaroid series?
Like when you were doing it, or like
when I first started it, and then when I was going on, like you'd see it, you'd be like, what were your like thoughts?
Well, I thought it was pretty cool. Like ever since, I feel like before when you just post TikToks or like the hats, and I see like, oh, like I remember one time, like you posted something. I'm like, you showed me like it got like a decent amount. I was like, oh shit, like you should really do this or whatever. I didn't think you were gonna do the Polaroid idea, but I thought it was like cool. I remember like, I don't know if like people were to go back like in time to see like my repost. This all my repost would be.
I had that written down too. Jason reposts and favorites all my videos, and I see it. I get the notification for it. He's fast because I'll post it and I'll see it like boom, like Jason has like favorited and reposted the videos, and there's only like 2 or 3 people who do that. It's you, Julian, sometimes Julian, and then I think it's just you two that do it the most. At least the people I get the notifications for only.
Yeah.
But yeah, gotta give Jason the flowers, for reposting every fucking video.
Yeah.
And all right, since you saw, I this is where I be getting curious because like from everybody I see, and I'll tag y'all sometimes. I'll tag you or my friends, Julian, anybody who's in the video. Was there ever a point you're like, oh, I want to try it, Because I always think that I was like, what if I feel like they want to try it, but they're too scared.
Like I feel like Julian told me something. He's like, oh, I don't know, because he saw like you were doing good. He was like, oh, you should like do some TikTok, because like I guess like anything that like I came close to like let's say like content was like just me posting soccer. He's like, oh, you should maybe try like posting soccer. But I was like, I don't know, because like seeing yours, I feel like it would just be boring to like just see like one clip and then that's it.
It's just you gotta any tip is just look at the videos you like watching. If you're doing soccer, if you wanted to do soccer videos, look at what they're doing. Yeah. Hit a crossbar challenge or do like something like that. Or what I think would have worked good for you would have been like, oh, this is how you do this, like showing them how to like the basics. Yeah. That's like the starting point. That's how you gain your followers, and then you start doing like any type of videos. Because I feel like that's what I did with the Polaroids. I just did that, and then that was how I got my followers, and then now I can move it on, or at least try to move it on.
Yeah, but other than that, like I never felt like I would post stuff, but like one thing I was like you did kind of like inspire like something, not to post, but like I was like, oh, like maybe like I did want to be in like more of your videos, but like stuff like that, but to post, I don't think so.
I want it, like everybody who's around me, I want them to be in the videos, but some people do get caught up in the camera. Like when I put the camera on you and Alvin, you guys like kind of freeze up. Or it's also
no, like I still cameras, like like even now, like even
Julian,
though it's just me and you, like the same way Julian kind of explained it, it's like it's like knowing the camera is kind of like.
Really? I don't really notice them. There's two cameras on Jason right now.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more comfortable around them now. But I feel like in the beginning, if someone were to let's say you were like the first one to do social media and you put a camera in my face, I feel like I would have reacted the same way. Because if you go to my first Polar video, you see how like I'm just like talking and just looking around. And it's like, but I don't know. I anytime I get a chance to put them in videos, I always put them in videos. Like you, Julian, or my friends. But I never know if you guys want to be in, or you guys are just saying yes to be nice, Because I'm always like, they're probably just saying yes to be in it, and I was like, it's whatever.
No, I would at the time I'd be like, yeah, because I wanted to be in it. But I feel like even now, I feel it's to like the point where I'd be like, oh, it's just like it's helping Anthony out. Yeah.
And then I had this question because me and Julian have debated this, and there's like a new answer every time. Do you think you're the black sheep of the family?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
It's like growing up to this point, like I feel like it would kind of be obvious.
I'm not talking about skin complexion because you're darker than the rest of our family.
I'm not saying that either. But I mean, like that is something else. But
he's the darkest one I say in our family.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think you were in your mom's like stomach too long, and then like the heat got to you.
I was a like pale ass.
I forget how your dad does not seem like that dark. You're like a good example is Yerohan from Los Boys. He's like that skin complexion.
But I feel like it's because I would always be outside.
Yeah, and I'm an inside person, but I'm still dark. I'm darkest one in this house. Yeah. And then when we're growing up, we got compared a lot to each other. I got compared, I would get compared to Jason a lot. My mom would be like, "Look at Jason. Jason's playing sports." Did you get compared to me? I don't know if like early on or later on.
I feel like I did get compared, but not in the way like I would want to.
I didn't want to get compared to either.
Yeah, but I'm saying I feel like you could say you felt the same way. I feel like you could say you felt the same way because
keep the microphone.
Like obviously you didn't want to like do sports and stuff like that. And they'd be like, oh, why don't you be like Tony? He goes to school every day, like all of that.
It's funny because they never knew like what I was doing. I was not doing my work in school either, but yeah.
Yeah, he's like they'd be like, oh, I mean, there's something like I want to start doing too, because like obviously, like I don't know if you like you've noticed recently, but like kind of trying to like, get like go to church now and stuff like that. Like they'll be like, oh, you should pray like Tony every time he goes, like before he eats and stuff like that, you know, stuff like that. And like that that I wouldn't mind getting compared, like, cause it's something good. But like other than that, they're like, oh, it should be like Tony, like maybe like they'd be like, oh, you should try posting TikToks and stuff like that. Like he goes to school every day, like stuff like that. I was like, bro,
The church thing or the praying thing, I don't remember even. Like I've been doing it for so long. I think it was middle school when I started it. Cause I remember I did it one time and I told myself I'm gonna do this from now on, and I actually fucking kept that. Cause I like, and there's like really rare times where I forget, and in the back of my mind I'm like I'm forgetting to do something. But yeah, I was just saying because I feel like I've heard it too. You know, like they'll be like, Tony's doing this, and I hate when they're comparing us together in either way. Like if they're comparing me to you or they're comparing you to me, because like we there's a lot. We have like different interests and stuff, and that's why like when I get compared to him for like playing soccer, I'm like I don't want to fucking play soccer. And I think I told my mom I was in Taekwondo, and I hated it, and I was trying to get out of it. I was like, if you take me out this year, I'll play soccer like Jason. And then she listened. She took me out of Taekwondo, and I never got into soccer. I was like, fuck, I can't believe I got away with it. She was like, when are you gonna sign up? And I was like, oh, they already like their team's full. I make up excuses, but yeah. And I want you to tell one more story, which is the story of when Julian threw you off the ladder.
I was thinking like if Julian was here, I feel like that was a question he was gonna bring up. But yeah, like as a kid, like obviously, like we'd watch WWE.
Did you like WWE? Because when I think about it, Julian brought that point up, and I was like, oh, that's a good question. Because me and Julian watched it a lot, and we had the wrestlers, but I don't think I think the only time I saw you watch it was when you were with us. And even like with the wrestlers, I didn't really see you play with them that much. Were you into WWE?
No, like I remember, like as a kid, I was like into it a lot more. Like I actually liked it. And then I don't know, like I remember one time, like not accidentally, but I ordered a pay-per-view. I think it was like WrestleMania, and I guess like grandma found out, like it charged her like I don't know how much, and like obviously I would watch it a lot more when I was with y'all. And maybe like at home it'd be like, oh, like I get lucky and I find like the channel at the same like the right time. Obviously not when it would start, but like in the middle of like a Monday Night Raw or something. And yeah, so I feel like y'all definitely got me more into it as a kid. And you know, like we'd always pick wrestlers. We say like we'd pick wrestlers like, oh. And
you would bring your wrestlers over, and then we like mix them all together, and then we all choose, like we all take turns grabbing a wrestler. Like I want to play with this one today. And then we all like have our selection. Yeah.
So then also we would play fight as well. And at that same time we'd be like, oh, like I'm this wrestler while we were play fighting. And I don't know if like people know like Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank is a match it's a pay-per-view that WWE does where there's a briefcase hanging, and there's probably like usually like 6 competitors that will try to climb up the ladder, and whoever gets the briefcase first wins. So we wanted to do the same.
Yeah, so I remember, I feel like the garage was always like the spot where we would like play with wrestlers and like play for like wrestle.
And there was a shelf there.
Yeah, there was like a couple of shelves.
Yeah, it's like pretty high shelves that reach to the ceiling.
Yeah, and then I feel like me and Jordan were definitely more physical at the time.
I didn't like getting hurt.
Yeah,
and the briefcase was at the very top of the shelf, at the very top, and we had one ladder, a green like metal ladder.
Yeah, so like I remember. Obviously, like me and Julian were kind of more like the more physical ones, and Julian most of the time would always win just because he's like older, you know. He had like weight on us, height, everything. Yeah. But I didn't like to lose, and like sometimes I would cry when I would lose. I remember.
And I wanna say the point of view for me. I remember they're fighting, and I remember I climbed up first, and then Julian climbed up and was like, "If you don't want me to throw you off this ladder, you're gonna climb down." And I climbed down, and then that's when Jason went.
Yeah, but I wasn't no bitch.
All right.
But yeah, I guess like Julian was like already like kind of like on the higher side. Like he was about to get to the very top of the ladder, and he was like about to reach the briefcase. I remember like I punching like the back of his leg or whatever. Obviously not hard, but and all I see is like him like slowly turn around. I don't know how old I was, but I was like little. Yeah. I was like smaller than you, and this motherfucker just grabs me by the neck. Literally like picks me up like an actual choke slam, like he's like choking me, and then he didn't give a fuck. He just threw me off the ladder. Yeah,
I remember.
And I remember I hit the back of my head. Good thing it was like carpet, so it kind of like hurt less, but that still hurt. And I remember your mom had like a detergent bottle or something at the bottom of the ladder, and like it basically like hit like the back of my knee hit like right on top of it. So like that whole time I was like, I'm pretty sure I was crying. But no, that's like probably like the scariest thing that ever happened to me, like fighting wise.
I just remember getting Julian says he was big. He'd throw us, and I remember I've hit my head like on the door, the fridge, and something else.
Probably like the ladder, the attic ladder, maybe.
Yeah, but that's a funny story. I always remember that. That's like one memory I actually really remember, and it was just because of fucking WWE. And WWE had that like warning: please do not try this at home. Yeah. And last question, or we're getting near the end. And this is something I'm curious about, because you don't like being on camera, or you get shy. Do you think you're self-conscious?
I don't know, cause like half the time I don't care, but like sometimes, like I don't know. It's just like the fact. I feel like maybe like you know what you're doing, so I feel like out of place, and I don't know.
I don't think I know what I'm doing. I just fucking record and hope for the best. But every time, this is a tip, every time we're recording anything, don't think about like, let's say we're recording, we're talking, and there's like a lot like going on, and then it gets quiet, and then we have to snap back into it, and it's like an awkward like stage of like, oh, we gotta talk again. You just gotta keep in mind that all that silence and like all the bad stuff is gonna get taken out in post. So that's why I know, like, I could say a joke, the next 20 minutes could be like boring, and then we say one more joke 20 minutes later, and I know that whole silence and messing up leads to the good part that we're gonna actually use in the video.
Like I feel like, let's say, at least like when it comes to like you recording, I feel like you have like some very embarrassing things, like of me, and I feel like oh, like there's like kind of to a point where like, damn, I know this motherfucker has like hella followers, like, a lot of people are gonna see his shit, and it's like, damn, like this motherfucker could fucking violate me. Like you just post some embarrassing ass things.
It's because like I have bad photos and videos of everybody, you, Julian, like everybody in this family, and then nobody does it back, and maybe Julian a little bit, and then that's it. So I'm always like, I have so much like they can't beat me if we're going like for bad picture for bad picture. I'd fucking destroy them. I have so much like from years, and then good thing like what's it called, Apple or iPhones like save it like as a face. So if I go to your face like and I go to people, I search up Jason, it just shows up all Jason's photos. It's just like some good, some bad. It's like a mix.
Yeah, that's why that's why I didn't really like post when it comes to your birthdays. At least like birthday posts, I don't really try to post anything embarrassing.
But you don't post anything at all. This is what I'm saying. When we do the photo shoots for Angel Club, then you're like, it'll be like a good photo of him, or like when we're taking photos for IG in general, he'll just not like most of the photos that show his face. That's what I was saying. Like most of the photos, you'd be like, nah, I don't like this one. It was nothing bad. And then me and Alvin, I think one time we went to go take photos of you, and then it was like showing your face, and you're like, I don't like that one. It was always like photos that didn't show your face. So I was like, is he self-conscious?
I feel like when it was like when we talking about when me and Alvin, when we took both like our cars, right? Like I don't know. I felt like that's kind of why I wear a hat too, because that's the time where I got the buzz cut. Yeah, I don't even like that's something I regret too, getting a buzz cut. But
I don't know. I don't see, like I feel like most people that like are skinny and grow up skinny, I feel like they're more confident. You're not that confident, or at least you don't show it. And I'm not. I think I was self-conscious because I grew up fat, you know. And that's like I feel like everybody who was fat has that in the back of their brain. But for you, I was always like, he's not that confident, or he's not that like.
I like one thing like I didn't like. My mom would post like some pictures, like on Facebook and stuff like that, and then I guess like your mom would post pictures and like she kind of like a filter on it, and that filter made me look weird. I don't know. Other than that, like I don't know. I just always been camera shy, bro. Like even when we talking about like middle school, like how I was in middle school. Like that's one thing. Like let's say like if you ask any of my friends, like I was like always been shy. Like I wouldn't be the type of person to like go up to somebody.
I think I was shy too, but I don't know why. But when it's about content, I don't get shy. Like I was shy in school. Like I said, like everybody knows I was quiet, and once the video started, it was like nothing. It just like it went away. Especially if I'm on camera, and I love recording in groups. Like let's say it's me and then my friends behind me, and we're recording. That's like when I'm most comfortable because like it's not even just me; it's like a group of people.
Yeah.
And even like we went out to go record. When we tried the burgers, he would get nervous because he was behind the camera, and he was like recording, and I could see his like. I just like noticed like little stuff. He'd get nervous when we were like in places and people were listening. And he said that like people were giving him like looks to
Yeah, people were like who is this guy?
Yeah,
It
they were
sounded like that.
they were like not trying to be recorded, but I'm like, if you don't get if nobody fucking tells you to stop fucking recording, keep that motherfucker rolling.
But it's like just like I don't know. It was also like just me having a camera made people like look at me. I don't know.
Don't make eye contact with people. Pretend
I
like
was trying
literally
to,
like I don't know, like my eyes only I have contacts in, and when I'm looking at something, that's the only thing I can see. Everything around me gets blurry, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm a camera. You know, the camera focuses on one object, and everything else is blurry. That's how my eyes are.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like let's say like when I'm out in public, let's say if we were to record again, I feel like more eyes would be on me because I'm the one with the camera.
I think it's more eyes on me because I'm the one fucking trying to be loud.
Like, I don't know.
It's like
that's how I felt at least. Like when we went to like the 7th Street or whatever, like people were just like I see them turning. Like there are people outside sitting down. Like we were walking in.
I like that feeling of when people turn and look at.
Not me. Not me though.
I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I like that feeling of like it's like it's
you
like a
be turning
feeling.
heads.
It's like a feeling of you're doing something wrong, but you're not. I don't know. I don't like that feeling. I'm like that feels like I like that. Because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not fucking slapping people like with burgers or something.
And then like what I was thinking about it, I was like, remember I told you like the guy gave me like a free water.
Yeah.
I was like nothing. I'm like, oh maybe it's like good karma, because like I gave like somebody like money, but I was like, oh what if this motherfucker just thinks like, oh like maybe like you're doing like a food review or like you're doing a review of the place. I was like, he probably did that. I was like, this motherfucker probably just gave me a water because of that.
Yeah. It's weird because if you have a camera, if they see somebody recording you. They people start to ask questions and they'll like offer you stuff. I don't know. When we're recording for like the Angel Club and going through the mall, people would stop us and be like, "Oh, what are you guys recording?" Or like people in the stands would be like, "Oh, you want to try this?" I don't know. There's like a lot of power when it comes like when as soon as you pull out a camera.
Like one thing I noticed was like when we do go out, like you do be getting noticed, bro. Like,
yeah, but I just don't be going out in general.
Yeah.
And I try to get better at that because I want people to leave like a good, like memory of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just sometimes they'll come and it's like they only want the picture and then dip. I'll try to be like, oh, what's your name? Like, what are you doing here? But then they'll just be like, yeah, can we get a photo? Bye. And then they'll go. And I'm like, okay. And then I get left with the did I say enough or was I messed up or did I not speak enough? Because if I'm in a bad mood and if somebody comes up to me with wanting a picture, I'll snap into like a good mood because I don't want them to be like, "Oh, that motherfucker was fucked up."
But that's good that you be trying to like talk to the people.
But yeah, so what now? What can we expect from you in the future or now?
I don't know, bro. Like right now, I'm like the past couple months have been bad, bro. Like, COVID. I don't got my main job no more. I feel like I just need to lock in, bro. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's what Jason has in store, you know.
Yeah.
At least right now, it's only up. It's only up. It can't get any worse.
Yeah, I should try to get this car paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming. That's everything I've written down. I think we're over an hour, definitely.
Probably.
Because I have to turn off this camera 2 times. So thank you guys for watching. This was episode 10 of the After High School Podcast. Next week, I'm between 2 guests. Or maybe in 2 weeks. I have to really like contact some people. But we got a good couple of guests lined up for the next 2 weeks. More into different things in the world that, let's say, a typical person that doesn't go to high school could lead down that path. Like, of course, the main path after high school is college. This podcast is called the After High School Podcast. That's why I try to go through everybody's school experiences. And next week's episode will probably be somebody who didn't take the traditional path. Yeah, and that's a little hint. Yep.
As somebody, have you had anybody who hasn't?
Had, huh?
Like who has taken the traditional path?
I've
Like
had
on here?
I've had Preston. He's in college,
Oh, okay.
and the only guests I've had are you, Julian, and Preston, I think. And yeah, so more guests to come. I like interviewing people, and maybe Julian will sit in, maybe you'll sit in for the next one, depending on who it is. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching another episode. I don't know how long this was, but I love long podcasts. I know Julian, my brother, said he wants the podcast to be shorter, but I want them to be longer because I love listening to one podcast for a few hours while I'm doing something. More podcasts to come. We got to take these thumbnails before we forget. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, put the post notifications on. Our Instagrams and all of our stuff are in the bio. Tune in next week. I know this is probably posted. We probably missed a week. I apologize, but it was because of scheduling. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you next Tuesday. Peace.
Is there a verse?
Huh? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting because I get more focused on taking the thumbnail. The app, if anybody's asking, it's called Bible. Is that the one you use it?
No, like when I was working, I'd listen to it. And
What?
I'd listen to like the Bible instead of reading it.
Mm-hmm. Psalms chapter 113 verse 3. From the rising of the sun to the place where it sets, the name of the Lord should be praised. See you guys next week.